All right, my name is Patrick Sweeney. I'm an interactive media designer, usually designer developer, augmented and virtual reality and video games. But during COVID, like a lot of people, I got really fascinated by meme stock mania. Probably a few people in the room did here as well. And I became really fascinated with market structure and this idea of buyers and sellers and fear and greed, creating supply and demand. And I wanted to learn as much as I could about it, and the deeper I got, then I started running into these conspiracy theories that it's all manipulated or controlled or fake. And I thought, well, if it's fake, if it's actually fake, then you could apply some game design theory to how it might be built, maybe decode it, and then maybe predict it, which would be crazy. So naturally, that was the start of a very long string of probably the dumbest ideas ever committed to code. So I'm going to show you a few of those things tonight, because actually what happens is, if you throw enough dumb ideas at the wall, eventually a few of them will work. So I used tradingview.com, which is a trading platform with about 50 million users, and they have a scripting language called PineScript, and so that let me sort of iterate through different ideas and then create my own indicator. So I'm going to walk you through this as quickly as I can in the time that we've got. So this is a chart for QQQ. This is a heavily traded index fund. This is a 5-minute chart, which means that every one of these candles or bars represents 5 minutes in time. And so you might look at this, and if you're a day trader or a swing trader, there's a lot of great trades here. And you might say, wow, maybe we could see some of these trades ahead of time, and or some of these moves ahead of time, and actually you can. So I'm going to zoom in here for you folks in the back so you can see this nice and big in all its glory. There it is, beautiful. I call these anchors, these little blue and pink lines. And what these show us, this is a specific setup I'm looking for, and it shows us the price level that price is most likely to return to. It's extremely accurate. So we can use that information along with the way price reacts around an anchor to get an idea of what might happen later in the chart. So I'll show you an example, make it really clear. So we have this blue one right here. Price comes up, comes back down, the door is closed. We walk away, it's not for us. But this one, they left the door open. And what do? Why would they leave the door open? They leave the door open because they're planning to come back. So all we have to do is enter a trade before they get there. So if we follow over here, you can see it might be hard to see on the screen, but there's a little bit of wick. It's called a candle wick. It just pokes right through that level. And they were so eager to get back, they left another one down here. So we can actually get another trade going in this direction as well. And on this particular day, they left one right at the top of the chart. And all this volatility throughout the entire day, and the whole time, that's just sitting there. And at the end of the day, they came back, just like we would expect them to do. So this is my number one trading strategy because it is extremely simple and it is extremely reliable. So this works great on days where the market's going up and down like this. But what about days where it's trending or kind of pushing in one direction or another? So a day like this is an NVIDIA chart, and I've highlighted a spot here in yellow that we're going to talk about. So for this, I use a different setup. It's something that I call a target zone. And this is built on a different algorithm, and what it shows is two things. It shows us the level that the algos are most likely to create the illusion of support or resistance, because we're trading in illusions now, right? So we're all on board at this point. Illusions. Thank you. And it's also going to show us how far price is likely to move in the event that they have to expand in one direction or another. So I'm going to zoom in on this box here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the same chart. We just zoomed in. And we can get rid of this yellow box because we don't need it. I'm going to turn on our target zones, and it looks just like that. So we're just going to focus on this one right here. And so target zone has two levels. The bottom one I would call the trigger, and the top is called the target. And so as you can see here at about 1:20 in the afternoon, we get a target zone that prints above the chart. But a half hour later, price comes up. They put on a very impressive show of resistance. And then right over here, we get the bat signal. And I'm going to put a bat on it right there. That's a bat. Now what that is saying is, we're going to be back. And once they come back, where are they going? Well, the most likely destination is what we predicted as a target zone. So we just move our chart over here, and that's where they landed, right there. So target zones, every time frame, ticker, trade duration is a little bit different, but this is what we expect to see. They are also extremely, extremely accurate. So aside from being a really interesting magic trick, what makes us very, very special and very different is that this is primarily an exit strategy indicator. So for retail traders and new traders, there are thousands of signals that will tell you when to enter a trade, but there's very little that will show you when to sell. And as far as I know, there's nothing that will show you the algorithmic price levels this far in advance, especially for retail traders. So a few months ago, I gave access to about 12 traders that I know, and they took it and they put it right into in the market, the epitome of testing in production with live money using real money in crypto, stocks, options, futures. And they had a lot of success with it, as you might expect. And now we have onboarded our first paying users, paying subscribers, and they came in as word of mouth from the beta testers, which is a pretty cool endorsement that we're doing something different. So if you want to check this out, you can go to our website, Algo Targets. We also have a Twitter account. You can check that out as well. If you go through and you do the payment, it's priced very affordably for retail traders. If you subscribe to the monthly one and use MiniStar as the coupon code, it'll discount your first month to free, and it will not ask for your credit card. So if you just want to check it out, it will not hurt my feelings. If you just want to take a peek and see what it's all about and then cancel, that's totally fine. Check it out. If you're an investor and you're interested in funding user acquisition and the next stage of product development, including a ton of stuff that I could not show you tonight, then let's chat. Thanks.